much arm talent and just a good processor of the
that's a lot of people.
From the defense and making good decisions. And he's going to be a very successful quarterback and hopefully break a lot of records here with the Texans.
It's obviously the toughest position in all sports, in my opinion. And you watched him in college. When you were watching him at Ohio State, did you think like this guy is going to translate to a good NFL quarterback, or were you a little skeptical of coming to that conclusion?
No, I thought he was going to be a great NFL quarterback. He was making big boy throws at the college level, anticipating the throws and not just hitting guys that were wide open. He was putting the ball in tight windows, and so.
Hey, your lights out, bro. You're illegal. You're illegal.
With him,
you need a light.
Sundays is what he was doing there.
Maybe I'm too hard on the coaches, and remind everybody, speaking with Mike Quinn, played at SFA, Stephen F. Austin, played in the NFL, played with Troy Aikman, played with some of the greats out there as well, so knows a lot about the position. But maybe I'm too tough on the coaches, Mike, because I watch a lot of college football, and I'll see quarterbacks, and I'm like, man, that dude is good. And then when they get to the NFL, they don't have the success I expect them to have, and we always put it on the player. But I maybe came to this conclusion like 3 or 4 years ago. I'm like, you know what? Maybe the people around these guys aren't really teaching them the NFL game the way they should be. Do you have that thought as a guy that played the position, that watches, and you still train quarterbacks to this day?
Yeah, I think it's not just one thing. Sometimes these good college quarterbacks they get drafted and they go to teams that aren't very good, to organizations that are dysfunctional, and it's hard to as a quarterback to really overcome that and bring everything up around you. I always think about Peyton Manning. His first year with the Colts, I think they were 3-13. The next year they were 13-3. Fact check me, but I think that's what they did. I mean, he turned that organization around, and it was just his work ethic and how he went about it, and obviously very talented as well. But I think getting all the pieces around the quarterback, not only the players but the coaches, is extremely important to get the most out of it.
Talk about your journey, high school ball before you went to.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up during inflation, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. And then you get 30, then you get 30, then you get 20, then you get 20, then you get 15, just $15 a month. So
give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 up front for 3 months plus taxes and fees. Promoted for new customers for limited time. Unlimited more than 40 gigabytes per month. Slows full terms at mintmobile.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most discounts on
.com/weight loss.
And hard work. When you work hard and you have that sense of pride, it goes right out the window if you utilize your effort.
When you went to Stephen F. Austin, what was your high school career? That was here in Houston, right? Or Ohio?
Hello, people.
Yeah, it was here in Houston. So I grew up in Las Vegas, Nevada.
When you over?
Moved to Houston for my last year of high school. We moved in April of my junior year and went to Lee High School.
This guy's definitely drunk already. He don't know where the hell he is.
Well, let me start from there, because that's tough. To be a star athlete, obviously.
Hello, Texans. Welcome to the show. Thursday night. That means special. It's the General John McClain joining us on the program tonight following a no TA session that we took in at the Houston Methodist Training Center. Mark Vandermeer, John Harris, and John McClain. Good evening, gentlemen. Hello, and General, your thoughts on OTA number 2 that the media happen to see? They've been out there for all sorts of practice sessions overall.
Well, wanted to see Stephon Diggs. Of course, he looked really good. Passing game looked really good. Whether they were just messing around or whether they were doing 7-7. Stroud was so sharp, and we asked Nico Collins and Joe Mixon in the interviews about. I think it was Barnwell saying he had a superlative for each team. Texas is the most likely petitioner because he's got so many offensive weapons. And I'm writing a story for HoustonTexans.com about Mixon. And do you guys know, let's see, he ran for 9 touchdowns last year. Texans haven't had a back run for 9 touchdowns since Arian Foster in 2012. Texas has been terrible at running the ball close to the goal line, and that's one of the reasons they got Mixon. He has a knack for it. So I'm looking forward to writing this story because he's going to run the ball. Nobody slow wants to run it better than, but they Dalton Schultz running back. It's a great problem for Bobby Slowick to have, and those guys look really good in an OTA.
It's a jam band that's got to figure out how to work together as a concert band. If that makes sense. Did I do my music analogy kind of right?
Close enough.
You got a bunch of soloists that got to come together.
Well, there's that.
You got to get a bunch of soloists to come together and play together as a team. Now, I'm not saying they're, that's the way they think, but when you're bringing in Mixon and you're bringing in Diggs, you had, now Schultz is, was from Dallas and came in. You got to get that to work harmoniously. And there was at one point, John, when they were just doing some kind of walkthrough stuff and they ran through a route and they had everybody running a route that was eligible. And it was Mixon, Schultz, Diggs, Tank, Nico. And I just thought, well, I haven't seen that before. I mean, literally haven't seen that before, but just in years past, haven't seen anything like that. Where do you kind of rank, if you will, their offensive explosion on paper compared to Texans team, maybe even some of the greater Oilers teams?
Well, think about the Texans teams when they had Foster and Andre.
Yep.
You had one of the best running backs in the league. You had one of the best receivers in the league. You didn't have a great quarterback. And the Texans, the only great quarterback they've had is Watson. We all know what happened to that. Now they got a great quarterback in Stroud.
Matt Schaub is on the phone and would like a word.
Yeah, and the only G he gets would be good at times.
Good quarterback.
And so the Oilers, they had Warren Moon, who was Hall of Famer, George Blanda's Hall of Famer, and they threw the ball wide. And I know the Oilers weren't going to like to hear this because they were jumping on his and Curtis Duncan worked great for him. But on paper, at least, what we've seen from Tank Dell until he went out of the season.
Why are there so many people out? What top?
And then Dalton Schultz. To me, this is as good as any portion of the league.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, this is the best the Texans have ever had when you do the on-paper stuff.
Right.
They got to play together well. They have to prove they can do it on the field together. But think about it, back in the day when you had Owen Daniels, Arian Foster, Andre Johnson, that's a hell of a trio right there.
Yep.
I mean, as far as 3 guys, that's amazing. Quarterback Matt Schaub, not as good as quarterback C.J. Stroud. We agree on that. But then the other 2 receivers that would factor in would be Jacoby Jones and Kevin Walter. And as good as Kevin was, as good a fit as he was in that offense, it's not this. I mean, this is ridiculous. I saw Nico Collins make some amazing plays today, and I saw Diggs. We'll get to him. The route running of Stephon Diggs makes your eyes pop out. In OTAs, I know, but that is something that you can kind of see in OTAs because the DBs are trying to put the brakes on him for sure. And Tank Dell was catching everything, and Steven Sims had a great practice, and Mechie caught everything, so it was a fun practice.
Jenner, before you react to that, I thought about this and was talking, you and I were talking, I've done a lot of podcasts lately, and I just thought, Diggs on this turf inside at least 9 times, and then 3 other games are inside. That is going to be hell of a day for teams trying to stay with him, regardless of where he lines up, because he's so sudden in and out of his breaks. Playing inside, and for this team is made to play inside. Which the ones you mentioned, General, that the Drew Hill group, that group, Haywood Jefferson, Webster Slaughter, they were made to play inside as well. Hopefully they can play all right outside. But let's get to Nico Collins. We've talked about that. Nico Collins, you mentioned the 1 year. It was a really good 1 year. He gets the deal. There are going to be a bunch of receivers that get deals this summer. The Texans get out in front and get Nico done. Your thoughts about Nico getting a deal?
So you think the roof's not going to be open? There'll be rain within 1,000 miles. I think this.
Am I going to make it? Am I going to make it? Am I going to make it? No, I ain't going to make it.
Right.
And he's not going to get the ball the highest percentage that he did with Buffalo and Josh Allen. Now, on a 1-year contract, he's playing for money. Nico's not playing for